Wow, so let's begin in a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. You can be supported on a cushion, you can be sitting on the floor. Take a moment to ground yourself to this place and time. Feel the sitting bones underneath you. You might rock right and left so you feel even weight on both of your sitting bones. You can close your eyes, bring your attention inward, come to your breath. This beautiful, sweet breath, the bridge from where we've been in our busyness to where we are right now. So cross that bridge with tender footsteps. Cross that bridge with a little bit of anticipation for the time you've carved out for yourself. And then observe yourself arriving here. This. Now. Letting go of what's next and coming to what's now. This breath, this beautiful, strong, and healthy body that sits here, breathing. And as you take deeper breaths, see if another word comes to mind for you. Just noticing how you're feeling right now, what you brought here. You don't need to judge that, just notice if there are any emotions or physical sensations that came here with you, and it all gets to be here. So as we begin this practice, we're going to kind of put ourselves back together this morning. We're going to weave ourselves back together. The word tantra is translated as weave, pull back together. So we're going to do a quick little body assessment to give us an idea of which side is tighter today. Which side is tighter? So just go ahead and drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And just get a sense of what's happening in the right side of your neck. And then drop your right ear to your right shoulder and feel the left side. And see if you can tell of those two sides, is one a little tighter? Come back to center. Place your left hand on the floor beside you and reach your right arm up and over. And feel into the ribcage, the side body. And we're just doing a little assessment here. We're just trying to see which side needs a little more attention this morning. You're going to choose a side and come back and switch. You're looking for subtlety here. There might not be a drastic difference, but just look for subtle cues, subtle clues as to which side needs some help. Come back to center. Take your left arm across, we'll twist both ways. Twist towards your right side. And feel. What do you notice there? And then switch your twist. And then come back to center. Just do a couple of seated cat and cow while I describe how we're going to do this practice this morning. It's a little different. So inhale to pull forward and exhale to pull back. So this morning we're going to do a practice called 2 and 1. We're going to do all of our stretches 3 times. So we'll all start on our tightest side. Then we'll switch. And we'll go back to our our tightest side. So the tightest side of our body gets double time today. So hopefully that makes some sense to you. This is a wonderful practice for people who are athletes, and let's say they golf a lot, so the one side of their body is always a little tighter. Someone with scoliosis that has one side of their back always tighter. Someone that's had a surgery or an injury on one side. So I'd like you to choose that side as we put these movements together today. All right, so coming into an easy seat now, if you haven't done that already. And inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale your hands to heart center. Start movement with breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. So let's just start to find this rhythm of movement with breath. Reach your hands up as high as you can. Stretch toward the sky. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, dropping your left hand to the floor beside you, right arm up overhead. And start to move back and forth with your breath here. Inhaling, arms reaching overhead, and exhaling to the other side. So we're just getting warm here, movement with breath. We'll go one more time both ways. And coming back to center, rolling the shoulders out, up by the ears, back and down, and do some nice big shoulder circles. Really get juicy, really get in there into your shoulders. Feel your shoulder blades pulling together. Exaggerate this movement. Bring yourself around into child's pose. Just let your knees come out wide, big toes touch, stretch your arms out long in front of you. Notice as your hips just start to settle down over your heels. What's happening in your hips and your low back. Observe as your head gets closer to the floor. Maybe you'd like a little padding underneath your forehead. Breathe in, breathe out. Whichever side you chose as your tighter side, I'd like you to bring both hands in that direction. Place one hand on top of the other so the arms go off to the side of the mat. Pull your hips back away from where your hands are planted. Take a nice deep breath here into this tighter side of the body. You might walk your fingers out a little farther, giving yourself a longer stretch. And then come back to center, switch sides, and remember that since we're trying to give our tighter side a little more attention, this side is going to be a softer stretch. Side, you're just going to go to that edge of sensation and take a few breaths. And then go back to that first side, and we'll see if we can go just a little bit deeper, hand over hand, fingers walking forward, and really stretching out through that side of the body. And coming back to center. Planting our hands, lifting up into a tabletop position. Let's tuck the toes and come into downward facing dog. Take a moment here again to just warm up, loosen up, pedal through the heels. Take your feet a little bit wider, just maybe hips distance apart or slightly wider than that. And just gauge how your heels feel as they reach toward the earth. Whatever is your tighter side, we're going to press that heel down and you're going to put a big bend in your opposite knee. So stretching through the tighter side, calf, Achilles tendon, hamstring, and hip. And just press through the front of your hands, lift that one hip toward the ceiling or sky. Nice deep breaths. And then switch. This will be your easier side. So this is softer. The opposite heel down, put a big bend in the knee and feel an easier stretch in this less tight side, we'll call it. And now go back to the first side and let's really go in, heel down, hip high, press into your hands. Think of lifting that sitting bone higher. Think of bringing the chest closer to the leg that's straighter. Deep breaths. And as we look forward, let's even out the heels and we'll take a slow walk to the top of our mat. Come into ragdoll. Knees bent, belly resting on the thighs, fingertips on the elbows. Let yourself hang here with long exhales. Notice for you whether this is more hamstring, more lower back, or maybe it's more calf. What are you feeling as you stretch here? And bringing hands to shins, lift halfway, find your flat back. Draw your belly in, supporting your spine here with this nice flat back. Take a deeper breath in. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do that 2 more times. Press to shins, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press and lengthen. Exhale, fold. With a bend in the knees, hands come to the thighs, lift up into chair, but keep your hands down on your thighs. And we're going to do a standing cat and cow. So on the inhale, the chest lifts forward. On the exhale, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin to your chest. Moving with breath. Shoulder blades back. Shoulder blades open. And then rise all the way up, standing here in mountain pose. Feet rooted on the floor. And then reach your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, point your fingers toward the sky or the ceiling, lift and lengthen through your body, and feel into which is the tighter side of the body. We're going to stretch that first. So you'll be going in the opposite direction of your tighter side. Right? So stretching that side that most needs it. We're lifting up as we're bending sideways. Our feet are pressing into the earth. This first round, you kind of notice what's happening. The second round, we go in. Come back to center, lift and lengthen, and now go toward the easier side with an easier effort. Let this number 2 be softer. Back to center, and then we'll go to that tighter side, and we're looking for a little more depth here. So pull up on your fingers, lengthen your shoulder up away from your hip. Feel that side body stretch. Deepen your breath. Beautiful. Come back to center, everybody. Cactus your arms, open your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Feel a breath coming across your collarbones, the front of your rib cage. Your heart pushes forward in your chest. Let your arms lower, reach your hands behind you. Either interlace the fingers or just float the arms back. Press the chest forward even more. And on an exhale, hinge from the hips. Bend your knees and come down into a chest expansion, forward fold. Let yourself sigh here. Bending the knees, release the hands, scoop the arms up one more time, standing back bend. Bringing hands through heart center, forward fold. Let's place our hands on the mat, stepping back into downward facing dog, second time. And just see how this feels a second time through, pedaling your heels. Let's take a gentle vinyasa. Come forward into plank, drop your knees, and allow yourself to lower slowly to the earth. Rolling your shoulders back, come into cobra. Feel the two sides of your back, right side and left side, and see if you can tell which side is a little tighter, a little more needy today. Lowering the chin, press back into child's pose, hips over the heels, spine long. Raising up to tabletop. All right, so we're gonna do a hip flexor stretch, and this is where, again, you'll get to choose your tighter side first. So whichever side you know to be your tighter side, bring that foot forward, just swing it around and come into this kneeling lunge. So even though for some of you, the tight side might be a shoulder, might be a back, it's all connected. It's all connected. So we want to pay attention to that whole side of the body. Let's rock our hips forward and back, coming into a hamstring stretch and forward into our kneeling lunge. Just really paying attention today to the nuances of the body, the subtleties. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift the knee off the floor. Planting the left hand, planting the hand, open the arm into a twist. We're all on different sides. Denise, pay attention. So feeling this twist toward the side that seems maybe a little more tight or restricted in your body today. Let's release that hand to the ground, drop the knee, swing that leg back around, press to child's pose. Just one breath here, kind of a space in between. And we'll come forward, and now the opposite leg, the easy side coming through. Remember that we're a little softer on this second side. It's kind of maintenance. We're not really pushing on this second side. So start that gentle movement back and forth. Aware of your breath. Aware of any place your breath catches. It's really informative when you notice yourself not breathing. Come forward, tuck the toes, lift the knee, and we'll open into a twist. One hand down. You can also use a block here, and you are certainly welcome to keep that knee on the floor. Take deeper breaths that move all the way up into your fingertips. And lowering that hand down, drop the knee. The front leg comes back again into child's pose. Pause, notice. Just let yourself kind of be heavy here, draping toward the floor. And then tabletop, and then we go back to that first side one more time, giving it double attention today. Kneeling lunge, hip drops down, and just see, I don't want to use the word force, but a little more effort on this side. A little edginess. And movement with breath. Forward and back. And as we come forward, let's tuck our toes and open again into a twist. Expanding this shape with our breath. Filling up, emptying out. We'll release that hand to the floor. Let's start to kind of crawl the back foot to meet the front foot, coming once again into a forward fold. Press hands to shins, lift and lengthen through the spine. Knees are bent, we'll sweep all the way up, extended mountain. Checking in to see left side, right side. Stretch again. Stretching your tight side. We did this before, so see how things are stacking up now. Stretch kind of away from so that you're stretching your tighter side. Come back to center, go the easier way. And once again, that more challenging side, the side that's a little more stubborn. Coming back to center, fingers interlaced, hands on the back of the head. Press your head into your hands as if you were just laying on the beach with your hands underneath the back of your head, your elbows in the sand. Just lean back into your hands, chest forward. Deep breaths. Release your fingertips down, place them right at the crease of your hips and allow your fingers to help you hinge from the hips here. And we'll come down again into a forward fold. Inhale to a half lift and step back, downward facing dog. Let's take another gentle vinyasa, forward and down on your knees or your toes. Up into either cobra or upward facing dog. And back into downward facing dog. For the warrior series, let's all be on the same side. So we're going to lift the right leg to the sky. On the exhale, we'll draw the knee forward and help it to find its way between our thumbs. The back heel drops, rise up, warrior one. Find your feet beneath you, find that foundation of earth. And then open out into warrior two, a nice wide warrior two. Really trusting the feet to hold you here. Turning the right palm, inhale to reverse warrior. The left arm can wrap behind your back. Feel a big, spacious stretch in the right side of your body. Deep, slow breaths. On the exhale, coming over elbow to thigh, left arm sweeping up over the ear. Make this arc nice and long. Reach out as far as you can. Nice. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Straighten your front leg. Take that side body into a little more length. And then windmill your hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. You can take a vinyasa if you like, or leave it out. And when you're ready, raise your left leg high. Shift that left foot forward. Drop the back heel. We'll come on up. Warrior one. Root down through the feet. And then opening your arms, find your warrior two. Nice wide stance. Shoulders relaxed, core engaged. Almost an exhale here, like a sigh of relief. Turning that left palm, reverse the warrior. How much space can you find between your left shoulder and your left hip crease? And how much breath can you put into that space? Right arm wraps behind the back to help you go a little farther. On the exhale, slowly coming over elbow to thigh. Right arm reaches far over the ear. On the inhale, reverse your warrior. Straighten your left leg, reach high. And then softening that knee, let's windmill the hands to the earth. The back foot comes to meet the front foot in forward fold. Rise high, extended mountain. Cactus your arms in a back bend. Bring your hands in front of your heart and feel front, back, right side and left side. We're going to find again tighter side of the body. And as we do this, let's hinge forward from the hips. Bring all 10 fingertips to the floor, but out in front of your mat. And then whichever side is the tighter side of your body, that foot stays put, the opposite leg lifts behind you. So we'll do another 2 and 1. And we'll start to lower our nose toward our shin, lifting the leg, come into a standing split. In standing split, you can leave both of your hands on the earth. You can take one hand to that ankle of the standing leg and give a little tug. If you'd like a balance challenge, both hands to your ankle. If your hands are lifted, bring the fingertips back to the floor, lengthen into a flat back. We're moving into a twist. So opening your body toward the leg that you're standing on in a twist. Your hand can be on your back or lifted up. This is a difficult twist on the harder side. And then release. Step the feet together. Fold forward. All right, fingertips on the floor, lifting the opposite leg. This is the easier side, the gentler side. We're not going to push quite as hard as that leg comes up into standing split. You can use that balance challenge if you like. Stay aware. Stay present. Checking in. And opening into the twist. So your body twists toward the leg you're standing on. Hand on the back or in the air. Release to forward fold. We're going to go one more time. Pedal out your heels. So you should be back on the side that's more challenging as you lift the leg coming into standing split. And see if anything has opened up here. If there's any more space available to you. Coming up to a flat back, we'll open into a twist one more time. Last time, I promise. And as we release our hand to the ground, let's let the toes come to the floor behind us, opening into our wide straddle. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just fold forward. And place your hands anywhere you like. Check in with your breath. As we raise to our flat back, turn the toes out to the corners of your mat, choosing again the tighter side. And we're going to bend the knee toward the, let me describe this. So the opposite of the tight side. So I want you to feel an inner thigh stretch in your tight side. An inner thigh stretch in your tight side. So you're bending the knee of the not so tight side. Yeah, so one knee is bent, hands are on the floor. Just breathing there into that stretch. Come up to center and switch. This will be the easier stretch, the easier side. A little gentler, a little less effort. And then going back to that tighter side of the body. If you'd like a little extra, bring the arm to the inside of the knee and just kind of let your knee lean in onto that elbow. With arm and leg pressing and working together. We'll come back to center. Heel toe your feet a little closer together. Drop one knee and then the other and swing your legs around in front of you. You can almost hear a collective exhale as we come to a seat. Clearing the flesh. Inhale the arms high. Take a moment to get a tall spine, really lifting up and out of those sitting bones. Interlace your fingers, palms to the sky, press. Lengthen, open. You can bend your knees if that feels helpful to you. Palms turned down, scoop forward, and bend your knees enough that you can get a hold of your feet. So my knees are pretty bent here. Chest is long and tall. And then just start to inch your heels out away from you as much as you can until you feel the length of the whole back of your body. So keep a hold of your feet, even if your knees stay pretty bent here. Lengthen and breathe. Imagine a rubber band from the bottom of your feet, wrapping up around your heels, across the backs of your knees, around your hips, up your spine, around your head, and it attaches at your forehead. See if you can stretch the rubber band that goes from the bottom of your feet around the whole back of your body. Lengthen your forehead towards your toes. Release to center. Bring your fingertips behind you. Take a little counter pose, opening the chest. Just a little back bend. And then bending the knees, let's lower ourselves down onto our backs. Knees come into chest. Give a nice little squeeze here, a little massage on the earth. On the inhale, extend your arms long overhead and your legs long in the opposite direction. Just stretch yourself really here from top to bottom. Rib cage lifting, lower back arching. And then again, thinking about which side is the tighter side. You're going to draw that knee into your chest. Give it a nice little squeeze. And we'll take this leg across the body. So you can hook your toes behind your knee as you roll onto your side. Open your arms out into a T and come into your twist. You can place your hand on top of the bent knee. You can place a block under the bent knee. See if you can keep both of your shoulders on the earth. And breathe a little deeper. Let the breath take over here. Let the breath do the work. We'll come back to center. Hug that knee in one more time. And as the leg comes to the floor, stretch the arms overhead. Come to this long position again. Deep breath in. Exhale, opposite knee comes in. This is going to be the easier side, the gentler side. Squeeze your knee. And then come into the twist. Hooking the toes behind the knee, rolling to your hip, arms extend. Your shoulder blades on the floor. Deepen your breath. And as we come back to center, squeeze that knee into the chest. And then inhale the arms long, the legs long. We'll go one more time. Tight side. And we'll bring the leg into the twist. Shoulder blades on the floor and deep, deep breaths. Bring your awareness to what's happening right now. The ground beneath you, the sensation of this posture, the breath moving through you. Releasing, stretching, feeling. Come Come back to center and squeeze that knee into your chest one more time. Give it a nice tight little squeeze. And release that leg to the floor, allowing your arms to come to rest on either side of you. We're going to make our way into Shavasana. And as you come into Shavasana, we'll do a little scan of the sides, right side and left side. As you lie here in Shavasana, just notice, again, is it the same side that seems to want a little more attention? Or has that shifted? Our right side is our masculine side, the side of our strength, our will, our determination, our doing in the world, our work resembles what we offer out into the world. Our left side is our feminine side, our softer, more yin side. It's our receptive side. It resembles the part of us that receives. See if there's anything there to observe in your work right now in life, your practice. Is it leaning into more strength or leaning into more softness? Take a deep breath in that you can feel expanding through your whole body. As you exhale, just allow your lips to part so the breath out feels like a sigh. And then begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Turn your head very gently from side to side. Maybe stretch your body out long with a yawn. Make your way back to a seat. And just to see what happened, what we did today, just take one more stretch to each side and see if yoga works. See if that 2-in-1 helped you create a little more ease in the side of your body that maybe is restricted or tight or stubborn or just tired. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, right hand and left hand equal in pressure and softness. And maybe close your eyes and just take another moment here in gratitude. Just feeling ourselves sitting on the earth, our right side and our left side coming together, woven together in this beautiful tapestry of our physical body. Take a moment to acknowledge the parts of us that are tight, restrained, restricted as our teachers. They're pointing us to something we need to pay attention to. So just gratitude. for the teachers in our body. Thank you for taking the time today to listen to this wise teacher called your body, acknowledging ourselves and each other with namaste.